Oh, Lordy. Here he is again, Benjamin Crump. Wherever he goes, honesty dies. He's gotten involved in this disappearance and discovery of the body of Rasheem Carter. And he is so jacked up on playing the race card that he'll say anything to stoke the fires of racial hatred. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
Okay, this is a story that is really strange. And I don't think I know what happened, although I do have a theory. But let's go ahead and let Ben Crump spread his lies, and of course, we'll have some fun in responding.
From the chanting,
"Justice for Rasheem Carter,"
to these signs,
"Justice for Rasheem Carter,"
it's clear that family members and friends want someone to be held accountable for the death of 25-year-old Rasheem Carter.
this was not a natural death. This represents a young man who was killed.
Well-known civil rights attorney Ben Crump gives the gruesome details on how the Jefferson County man was found.
His head was severed from his body.
Now keep in mind, he's talking right next to the mother. I mean, he's so jacked up on getting the race card played, he doesn't care. He's going to go ahead and describe what happened to that poor bastard in the most grisly of terms.
His vertebrae, his spinal cord, was in another spot they discovered away from his severed head.
Away from his severed head. Hey, you, Rasheem's mama, in case you didn't know it, your son was decapitated.
They have recently found remains that they believe are also Rasheem Carter.
Carter was last seen outside a Super 8 hotel at the beginning of October in Laurel, which is half an hour from where he had been contracted to work in Taylorsville at Georgia Pacific. Remains believed to be his were found on November 2nd. Those close to Carter say he was being threatened by people he knew.
He was dutifully and gainfully employed, just trying to make a living for his young child, and ends up dead, chased by what we believe to be white supremacists, a lynch mob.
In fact, Carter's mother, Tiffany Carter, says he even let her know about it during one of his last text messages to her right before he went missing.
He said, "Me and the owner of this company not seeing eye to eye, mama." His name, which I can't say at this time, but
Which I cannot say at this time. That raises a good question. Why not? Well, maybe the police have asked her not to because they're still investigating and that name could be used in a guilty knowledge kind of deal. I have no idea. But evidently, her son is fingering this dude, whoever it was, as the killer, and nobody's telling us who that was. Interesting.
if anything happened to me, he's responsible for it. I'm too smart, mama. He got these guys wanting to kill me.
But they say what's even more alarming is the fact that someone attempted to use Carter's credit card even after it was determined that he was dead.
And we believe that is a big clue. Think about it. The person who had his credit card is likely to have encountered him while he was alive. And it shouldn't have to be this difficult for this broken-hearted mother to get answers.
It is difficult to get answers, and I'll tell you why. People like you spreading all kinds of falsehoods. How about, for example, the whole credit card dealio, where you claim that somebody was using his credit card some days after the killing? Well, let's check that out. This is CNN, so don't give me this, well, this is a right-wing take on matters here. CNN reported, this is on March 15th. Let's scroll down. Regarding reports of the use of Carter's credit card after his disappearance, Houston said that appeared to be an error. Now, Houston is the police chief of Taylorsville. Carter's wallet was found in his jeans and contained both cash and his cards, including the credit card in question. His credit card records were subpoenaed, the sheriff said, and it was determined the last purchase with the card was made in August, weeks before he vanished. The report of the credit card being used was either errant reporting, Houston said, or due to a lag in paperwork. All right, I'll go ahead and nail it down for you. Ben Crump made it up because Ben Crump wants everyone to believe that this was a murder, and it very well may have been. There's a lot of strange things about this case that don't really make much sense, and I'm going to give you another one. Let's read from another article. It says here, this is from MSN, my son told me that it was 3 truckloads of white guys trying to kill him. And at the time that he told me, as a mother, I had to think fast. She said she urged him to go straight to a police station because I felt in my heart they would serve and protect like they are obligated to do. Now, there's a number of problems I have with this. First of all, this serve and protect like they are obligated to do sounds a little bit like a political statement. Okay, no big deal. The bigger problem I have is with these 3 truckloads of white guys. Give me a break. That did not happen. Where is this coming from? Well, apparently it's from the mother. And quite frankly, and I know some of you are going to get mad at me, but I think she made this up. There was this text message that her son sent her. I believe that, where he said that he was having troubles with this boss and that if anything happened to him, it was the boss's fault. Okay. She was reading that off her phone during that press conference. I wouldn't necessarily put it past her to fake that, but I don't believe so. So I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to give her the benefit of the doubt on this one. This looks to me like something she fabricated. I don't know if Ben Crump was involved in the fabrication of this, but it looks to me like she's trying to get people interested in finding out what happened to her son. People were not paying attention to it. What better way to raise awareness and raise the hackles of people like Ben Crump than to claim that there were truckloads of white guys chasing him? Does that even make sense? First of all, in the press conference, when she was reading the text messages, she mentioned nothing about this. Second of all, how does this work? He supposedly did not have a ride. And there are 3 truckloads of white guys chasing him? It just sounds preposterous. All right? And under normal circumstances, I would probably believe her. But Benjamin Crump is involved. And if Benjamin Crump says X, you can pretty well bank on not X as being the answer. I'm going to go ahead and cover more of this story here. And I'm just going to have to be very careful because truth has died now. When it comes to this story, Benjamin Crump has gotten involved. Almost nothing can be believed anymore. So we're going to have to dig hard and deep to get to the truth. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more on this story. It is really quite fascinating. In the next episode, I'll tell you what I think actually happened to Rasheem Carter.